So by now you've heard of the Twitter beef yesterday between Kendrick Perkins and Kevin Durant. Now Durant, he's infamously known for his burner accounts and his Twitter fingers. But yesterday Kendrick Perkins really got under his skin. Perkins went on record saying that Kevin Durant's move from OKC to Golden State was the weakest move in NBA history. And it got me to thinking, because when LeBron and his infamous The Decision back in 2010, when he came up with that episode, he got destroyed in the media. LeBron was annihilated for his decision to leave Cleveland and go to Miami. So the real question is, was Durant's move weaker than LeBron? Should we really hate Durant for his decision to go to Golden State and join the 73-9 Warriors? On this journey, I'm gonna break down LeBron James' decision and how that compares to the decision that Kevin Durant had to go to Golden State and team up with the Splash Brothers and Draymond Green. Let's go ahead and get into it. Welcome back to Journey of a Ballaholic, the best talk show for basketball addicts. I'm your host, General Hannibal X. Now in this journey, we're going to be discussing the decision. The decision for Durant to leave OKC for Golden State. Was Durant's move weaker than LeBron's when he left Cleveland for Miami? Before we get into those decisions, let's go back even further. Let's take a little tour down memory lane and go back in history. Let's go all the way back to the 70s with Kareem Abdul-Jabbar in Milwaukee. Kareem said, "I want out. Send me to LA." Wilt in Philly said, "I want out. Send me to LA." Shaq in the 90s said, "I'm gone from Orlando. I'm going to LA." Karl Malone left Utah for LA. Gary Payton left Seattle for LA. Now here's the difference though. Here's the difference. These guys left in different situations and circumstances from LeBron and Kevin Durant. Here's another guy. We've seen it happen before. Kobe Bryant said, "I want out of LA," and was about to go to Chicago. What all of these guys had in common was this: they wanted to win. It was all about putting yourself in the best position to win a championship. But let's not forget this though. Kareem was given a pass because he already won a championship in Milwaukee. Right? Wilt was given a pass because he already won a championship in Philly. Shaq was given a pass because, well, he got to the finals with them, and the reality was, when he went to LA, it truly was about money. But he wanted to win a championship. He heard the talks about how he wasn't as good as Hakeem and how he wasn't as good as other big men that had won the chip. So he wanted to win it, but he didn't go and join a big-time squad. Karl Malone never won a chip. He went to LA for that reason. Kevin Garnett gave up his no-trade clause pretty much in Minnesota so that he could go to Boston for a chance to win the chip. So we give those guys passes, and here's some of the biggest and the most important reasons why LeBron got criticized. LeBron James was the first. I'm going to say that again. LeBron was the first player in NBA history that left the team he was drafted with without winning a championship for that squad, going to another team that had a player in their prime that had already won a chip and was the finals MVP. So you got to remember this. Once again, Kareem, Wilt, they won championships where they were when they decided to leave. Shaq, when he left, he didn't go join anybody else on that Lakers team that had already won a championship. There was nobody he was teaming up with that had already experienced the level he was trying to get to. Karl Malone, Payton, they get passes because they were past their primes. Charles Barkley, when he left to go to Houston to team up with Hakeem and Clyde, he was past his prime. So we give those guys passes for those reasons. LeBron didn't get a pass, and he didn't deserve a pass. LeBron was in his prime, a young stud. People were prematurely calling LeBron James the best player in the game. And LeBron left his team, where he had not won a championship. He left his team to go to another team, to another organization that had already won a championship, and he was joining a player from his own draft class that had already won the Finals MVP. But that wasn't it. It wasn't just him going to join Wade. He brought in bona fide help to come along with him. Let's not forget, Chris Bosh was an all-star caliber player. He was one of the top 10 players in the game during that time. He was easily 24-10 big man in the East with Toronto. And he said, come on, let's team up. Come with me. Pack your bags. We're going to Miami. Going to South Beach. And in the big parade. Not 1, not 2, not 3, not 4. You remember. So that's why LeBron got criticized. The whole production of the decision and the big, the pep rally and stuff. That's why he got crucified for that decision. But let's be very clear. The decision was based on one reason. To be the best, he understood you have to win chips. It kills me when I have conversations with people that say winning titles doesn't matter. I hear people saying championships are a team accomplishment. Let's destroy that narrative right now. Yes, championships are a team accomplishment because the NBA is a team sport. This isn't boxing. This isn't golf. This is a team sport. There are 5 individuals on the court at once that have to occupy and operate together to accomplish a team goal. But one, as my coach used to say, the chain is only as strong as the weakest link. And it's only as strong as the weakest link, but it's only led by the strongest link. So if the best player on that team is not good enough to win a championship, you won't win it. So LeBron James felt that he was the best player in the game. I'm sure he had to, in his mind, feel that way. Or if not the best, definitely one of the best. He felt he was good enough to be a champion and wasn't getting it done in Cleveland. Now, LeBron not getting it done in Cleveland, was that because he wasn't good enough? Or was it because he didn't have enough talent around him or the proper management or the proper coaching, whatever it was? LeBron decided to say, I can go to this situation with these players and I can win a championship. So what was different about what Kevin Durant did? Okay, the obvious is known. He joined a team that he just lost to a month before. They were up 3-1. He lost to them and joined a 73-9 win team. He joined a team that had already won a championship before him. He joined a team that had a Finals MVP on it in Andre Iguodala. It had an MVP on it in Stephen Curry. So I get that. I'm not saying that the moves were exactly the same, but here's what I'm saying. Durant did what he did because he felt that he could not win a championship in OKC with that talent, with that organization, with that head coach, whatever it was the same mentality that LeBron had. The situations were different. I get that. And I'm not saying that Durant couldn't have been better, just like LeBron could have been better in his stint with Cleveland the first go round. What I'm saying is that LeBron set a precedent. See, Durant and his move upstaged LeBron's move. To answer the question, was Durant's move weaker? You could say yes. The easy answer is to say yes. But let's look at it from a different perspective. LeBron set the precedent for this. Kevin Durant would have never even considered, in my opinion, would have probably never considered leaving to go join that team had LeBron not did what he did. Go back to Kobe Bryant for a second. Kobe Bryant had already won 3 championships and felt that the Laker management was not putting the right pieces around him and threatened to leave them if they did not bring him in the proper help. You've seen the interviews. He was going to go to Chicago. He was going to go somewhere. He threatened to go somewhere because he wanted to get out. And it wasn't because that team had another superstar coach or another superstar player or a superstar organization, truly. It was, I want out, and that's where I want to go to play. But he stayed. LeBron didn't stay. In his prime, LeBron said, I'm gone. And so the precedent was set that if you want to win a chip, if your organization is not going to build it around you, you have to then get up and go. Let's go back to Kevin Garnett in Minnesota. Kevin Garnett in Minnesota was in a very similar situation. In Minnesota, they did not have the organization, the coaching, the players around him to win a championship. And he felt that he could be the best player on a championship team. He had a no trade clause. He waived that to say, I'll go to ball. Paul Pierce is there. If Ray Allen can come over there, I'll go there. Let's make it happen. But Kevin Garnett was not in his prime like LeBron James was. He was not peak Kevin Garnett like he was maybe 4 or 5 years ago when he was MVP and leading Minnesota to the Western Conference Final. He wasn't that Kevin Garnett, even though he still was elite defensively. He still was an elite player, no doubt, but he wasn't what LeBron was when LeBron made that decision. LeBron James, to me, was the second best player in the NBA without question when he made that decision. And I think he made that decision because he felt he could not beat a team that was winning the championships, that was getting to the finals. Kevin Durant's decision to leave OKC, to leave Russell Westbrook, it turned out to be a good decision for his legacy. Now his legacy is going to take a hit, just like LeBron's legacy took an initial hit during the decision. But what do people call LeBron now? A champion. Some people are arguing LeBron James as the GOAT right now because why? He has 3 championships. He has six losses, but you wouldn't even be considering LeBron James in the GOAT conversation if he didn't have a chip. He had to get a chip just to get in the conversation. You tell me one player in the GOAT conversation right now today that has no rings. Karl Malone's probably the best player to ever play the game that hasn't won a ring. Nobody talks about Karl Malone as a top 5 player, let alone top 10 player. Allen Iverson doesn't get mentioned in the top 5, top 10 all time. He doesn't have a ring. So LeBron took destiny in his own hands and said, I'm not going to wait for my team to trade me somewhere. I'm not going to wait for them to bring players in because I've given them enough time. They haven't done it. It hasn't happened yet. Kevin Durant felt the same exact way. So, yes, Durant's move on the surface, you could say it's weaker. But I criticize LeBron James more than Durant because LeBron paved the way for Durant's decision. Think about that. How could Kevin Durant, if he feels I'm up 3-1, I'm playing with the point guard in Russell Westbrook, who truly doesn't have the IQ that this other point guard over here has in Steph Curry. Russell Westbrook is arguably my favorite player in the game today. Love his energy, love his Mamba mentality. But Russell Westbrook has never seen a shot that he doesn't like. He's never seen, he doesn't know how to go in first gear. It's full steam ahead every play. And sometimes that works to his detriment. So if he felt like he couldn't win with Russ, which to this point, no one has won with Russ, whether it's Paul George or you look at what the Houston Rockets are doing right now with James Harden, they're not even winning at a consistent level that they've been winning over the last couple of years. So there's questions about playing alongside Russ. There's questions about the OKC management and their ability to make the right decisions as we saw them let James Harden go. So I can understand Durant's decision to want to leave. We all can criticize where he decided to go, and that was my biggest critique on him, was not wanting to leave, it was where you decided to go. But he went there, he won 2 chips, proved that I'm not going over here to ride somebody else's bandwagon, I'm going over here to be the best player on that team, and he was. Back-to-back finals MVPs. That team doesn't, in my opinion, it does not beat Cleveland without him. Well, we saw that. When both teams were healthy, Golden State and Cleveland won. They needed Kevin Durant to get past LeBron James, Kyrie Irving, and Kevin Love. It's just a fact. That's just the facts. So Kevin Durant now is a champion. Now he's talked about and he's mentioned in the same breaths of the LeBrons, the Larry Birds. To me, he's a top 3 small forward of all time. Now, if he wants to crack that top 10 of all time, if he wants to put his name in that GOAT conversation, he's got to win some more chips and he's got to do it without Golden State. See, LeBron understood that. LeBron understood, I can't stay here in Miami and win another chip and elevate myself to where I want to go. Kobe understood, I can't keep winning chips under Shaq and elevate myself to where I want to go. So changes had to be made. Durant understood that. He left. He's gone to Brooklyn. Now he's got Kyrie Irving. If he can win a chip with Kyrie Irving, that has to propel him up that ladder of the small forward list. It has to propel him up the ladder of the all-time great list. I still don't think he will be on LeBron's level or Jordan or Kobe's level. But if he wins a couple more, now the conversation is there. But he had to get the first one to even be in the GOAT conversation as far as a top 3 small forward. He's a top 20 player of all time. He had to win one. So we can knock him all we want to. And Kendrick Perkins was right. He's right in what he said. Durant was right in what he said as well about Kendrick Perkins. But this is an ongoing beef. And the next person in line that has the same decision to make is Giannis Antetokounmpo. Giannis with Milwaukee is coming up next year in his 8th season. He's about to hit that same level that LeBron, Jordan, Durant, all these guys who hadn't won a chip had to make that decision. Do I stay and trust the organization, or do I go and go flee to somewhere else? Milwaukee's on the clock to see if they can put the team around him to help him win a chip so he'll stay like Kobe did, like Jordan did, like Dirk did. Or will he go? Go down to the comment section below. Let me know. What do you think about Durant's decision? Is that truly the weakest move in NBA history? And if it was, how do you truly compare it to LeBron's decision? Outside of the obvious, that it was a 73-9 win team. Yeah, outside of the obvious, how do you think that truly compares? What's your thoughts on Giannis? Go down to the comment section below and let me know. As always, I appreciate you for taking a look at this video. Please consider subscribing to the channel, hit that like button, and tap that notification bell so that you can stay updated with the journey of a Ballaholic.